You know what's a fun challenge? Imagine walking into a room you see every day, maybe your bedroom, your living room, or even a tiny nook you've always wanted to spruce up, and deciding, I'm going to make this space feel brand new, but I'm only allowed to spend $50. Sounds impossible, right? But that's exactly what makes it so exciting. It's not just about saving money, it's about pushing your creativity to the limit and seeing just how much you can do with what you have. Trying to completely transform a room with just $50 might sound like a wild idea, especially when you think about how expensive home decor can get. But here's the thing, when you set a tight budget, you start to see possibilities everywhere. Suddenly that old chair in the corner isn't just worn out, it's a blank canvas. That empty wall, it's an opportunity waiting for a splash of color or a piece of art you never thought you could afford. It sounds crazy, right? But it's totally doable. In fact, some of the most impressive room makeovers come from people who had to get scrappy and resourceful. When you're working with a small budget, you start to value every little detail, and you learn to make the most of what you already own. Plus, there's something incredibly satisfying about looking around at a fresh space and knowing you did it all without spending a fortune. It just takes a little creativity and some elbow grease. You don't need to be a professional designer or have a huge toolbox. Sometimes all it takes is a fresh coat of paint, good cleaning, and a willingness to try something new. Rearranging your furniture, swapping out throw pillows, or even just deep coloring can make a world of difference. The key is to look at your space with fresh eyes and ask yourself, what can I change right now with what I have that can get it cheap? I'm talking about simple things like painting an old table you already own, or giving a tired chair a new lease on life with a bold color. Maybe you've got a bookshelf that could use a pop of paint, or a side table that just needs a little love. These small projects don't cost much, just a few dollars for supplies, but they can completely change the vibe of your room. Or maybe you head to your local thrift store or flea market and buy yourself new art. You'd be amazed at what you can find for just a few bucks. Unique prints, vintage posters, or even handmade pieces that add personality to your space. Sometimes the best decor isn't brand new. It's something with a story, something you rescued and gave a new home. Maybe you add a few houseplants. Even just one or two small plants can breathe life into a room, making it feel fresher and more inviting. You don't have to spend a lot. Look for cuttings from friends, or check out local plant swaps and sales. Sometimes a little greenery is all it takes to make a space feel brand new. You'd be surprised what a difference these small changes can make. A new pillow cover, a thrifted lamp, or even just rearranging what you already have can completely shift the mood of the room. It's not about buying more stuff, it's about making smart choices and finding joy in the process of transformation. And the best part, you don't need to break the bank to do it. In fact, sticking to a $50 budget can actually make the whole experience more rewarding. You'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish when you're intentional with every dollar. Plus, you'll end up with a space that feels uniquely yours because you put in the effort, the thought, and the creativity. I'm talking about spending maybe $15 on some paint, enough to refresh a piece of furniture or add an accent wall. Paint is one of the cheapest ways to make a big impact, and you can often find sample sizes or discounted cans if you're flexible with your color choice. Then finding wall art for under $10, maybe a frame print, a quote design, or even a DIY project you make yourself. Don't be afraid to get creative. Print out your favorite photos, frame a piece of fabric, and make a collage from magazine clippings. And finally, snagging some thrifted treasures for a few bucks each. Maybe a funky vase, a stack of books for your coffee table, or a basket to corral clutter. When you add it all up, you'll see that a little money, a lot of imagination, and a willingness to roll up your sleeves can go a long way. So, are you ready to take on the $50 transformation challenge and see just how amazing your space can become? One of the easiest and most satisfying ways to refresh a room is by giving your furniture a little makeover. You don't need to be a professional or have a huge budget to make a big impact. Sometimes all it takes is a bit of creativity, a splash of color, and a willingness to try something new. Painting furniture is a simple project that anyone can tackle, and the results can be truly transformative, not just for your space, but for your mood as well. And when I say makeover, I don't mean anything fancy or complicated. You don't need expensive tools or rare materials, just some basic supplies, a brush, a roller, maybe a sanding block, and of course your favorite paint. Even if you've never painted furniture before, something incredibly rewarding about seeing the transformation happen right before your eyes. Think about that old wooden chair in the corner or that end table that's seen better days. Maybe you have a dresser that's been in the family for years or a coffee table you picked up at a yard sale. These pieces might look a little rough around the edges, but they're full of potential. With a little vision and a can of paint, you can breathe new life into them and make them feel special again. A little sanding to smooth out the surface, a pop of color to brighten things up, and bam! They've got a whole new lease on life. Prepping your furniture is key. Just a quick cleaning and a light sand can make all the difference in how the paint goes on and how long it lasts. Don't be afraid to experiment with different colors and finishes used. Maybe you want a glossy, modern look, or perhaps a distressed, vintage vibe. The choice is yours, and that's what makes it so much fun. You can find paint that fits you too. Most hardware stores carry a wide range of colors, and you don't need to buy it. There are even sample prices if you want to test out a few shades before picking. And don't forget about specialty paint. Chalk paint is great for using soft, matte finish, often doesn't require much prepping. A quart of good quality paint will only set you back around $3, and that's enough to transform a couple of pieces. For the price of a takeout meal, you can quickly change the look and feel on your home. So next time you're thinking about redecorating, don't overlook the colors. It's affordable, accessible, and endlessly nice. With just a little time and effort, you can turn the ordinary into something extraordinary and have a lot of fun along the way. Blank walls are boring, but you don't need to spend a fortune on fancy artwork. Get creative and make your own. Think about what you love. Maybe it's nature, maybe it's music, maybe it's just cool colors and patterns. Whatever it is, find a way to express it on your walls. You can frame fabric scraps, make a gallery wall with old photos, or even just paint a canvas yourself. The possibilities are endless and the cost next to nothing. Thrift stores are like treasure chests just waiting to be opened. Every time you step through those doors, you're embarking on a new adventure, never quite sure what you'll discover. The shelves are lined with items that each have their own story, waiting for someone to give them a second life. There's a certain thrill in the air, a sense of possibility that you just can't find in a regular retail store. Whether you're a seasoned thrifter or a first-timer, the excitement of the hunt is always there, calling you to explore. You never know what you're going to find, and that's half the fun. Maybe it's a quirky vase that reminds you of your grandmother's house, or a set of vintage glasses that would be perfect for your next dinner party. Sometimes it's something you didn't even know you needed until you saw it sitting there waiting for you. The unpredictability is what makes every trip unique. Each visit is a chance to stumble upon something truly special, something that sparks joy or inspires a new idea for your home. From vintage furniture to unique decor pieces, you can score some amazing deals. Imagine finding a mid-century modern chair tucked away in the corner, or a hand-painted ceramic bowl that adds a pop of color to your kitchen. Thrift stores are full of surprises, and the best part is that these treasures often come at a fraction of the price you pay elsewhere. It's not just about saving money, it's about finding items with character, pieces that have stood the test of time and still have so much to offer. There's a real sense of satisfaction in knowing you found something valuable for less. It's like being part of a secret club, where only those willing to look a little deeper get to reap the rewards. And let's not forget the environmental benefits. By choosing secondhand, you're giving new life to items that might otherwise end up in a landfill. It's a win-win for your wallet and the planet. I'm talking about finding one-of-a-kind items for a fraction of the price you pay at a regular store. These are the pieces that make your home truly yours. Conversation starters, statement pieces, or just little touches that reflect your personality. When you decorate with thrifted finds, you're curating a space that's as unique as you are. Plus, there's a certain pride that comes with telling your friends, I found this at a thrift store. The key is to go in with an open mind and a bit of patience. Sometimes the best finds aren't immediately obvious. They're hidden behind other items, or they need a little imagination to see their potential. Take your time as you browse, and don't be afraid to look in every nook and cranny. The more you explore, the more likely you are to uncover something truly special. Don't be afraid to dig around and get your hands dirty. Sometimes the real gems are tucked away at the back of a shelf or hidden in a box that hasn't been opened in ages. Roll up your sleeves and embrace the search. It's all part of the experience. You might have to sift through a few duds, but that just makes the moment you find something amazing even sweeter. And remember, a little dust or wear doesn't mean an item is invaluable. In fact, those imperfections can add character and charm. With a bit of cleaning or a simple DIY project, you can transform a forgotten piece into a standout feature in your home. Sometimes all it takes is a fresh perspective to see the potential in something old. You never know, that dusty old lamp might just be the missing piece your living room needs. So next time you're out and about, pop into your local thrift store and see what treasures are waiting for you. The hunt for hidden gems is always worth it, and you might just walk away with something truly extraordinary. Plants are like magic for your home. They add life, color, and good vibes, and they're super affordable. So just head to your local nursery or even the grocery store and pick up a few small plants. You can actually find cute little pots for around $5, and they'll instantly brighten up any room. And hey, don't worry if you don't have a green thumb. There are plenty of low-maintenance plants out there that are practically impossible to kill. You know what can change the entire feel of a room? Lighting. But you don't need to install fancy light fixtures to make a big impact. Simple things like fairy lights, candles, or even just changing out your light bulbs can make a world of difference. Think about the mood you want to create. Warm and cozy, go for soft yellow lighting, bright and airy, opt for cooler white bulbs. It's all about creating the right ambiance. Adding different textures is another easy way to make your home feel more inviting. Think cozy blankets, fluffy pillows, and woven rugs. You can find great deals on textiles at thrift stores, discount stores, or even online. And don't be afraid to mix and match different patterns and colors. These little details add a lot of personality and warmth to a space, and they don't have to cost a fortune. Sometimes all you need to do is switch things up a bit. Rearranging your furniture is a free and easy way to give your home a whole new look. Try moving your sofa to a different wall, swapping out your coffee table, or even just rearranging the artwork on your walls. You might be surprised at how different your space can feel. It's like hitting the refresh button on your home, and it doesn't cost a dime. Creating a stylish and comfortable home doesn't have to break the bank. With a little creativity and some elbow grease, you can transform your space on a budget. Remember, it's not about having the most expensive things, but about creating a space that reflects your personality and makes you feel good. So go ahead, get creative, and have fun with it. You'll be amazed at what you can achieve with a little imagination and a whole lot of heart.